Hello, everyone. Welcome to the RationalInvestor.co's Crypto Live summary here for, where are we here? Saturday, March 14th, 2015. Actually, I've been tweeting away. Lots of trades. We had just an awesome day trade on Friday. It was so cool. But anyway, and I've tweeted it here. So if you follow my tweets, you can see as it progressed. And basically just talked about how, on the Twitter feed, how, basically we talk about these trades as they happen live, in the chat room here on the site. And I thought it was interesting. Somebody tweeted back to me, and it was so cute. They were like, "Are you going to do a free YouTube video anytime soon again?" And I was like, "Oh, I haven't done one of those in a long time. So what the hell? Why don't we do one for the YouTube audience?" So, hello, YouTubers. Hello, Redditors, TradingView people. I suppose Twitter followers. This video is all for you. Honestly, I've been working in the brokerage business like 25, 30 years. I was a broker, and we often found it amusing how clients would come in with like $5,000, $10,000, and they'd bitch about maybe like a $50 fee or something, and then they'd go give $5,000 to the market just doing really stupid trades. So really, it's kind of one of those. How do you call it? Penny wise, pound foolish. My attitude is the $30 spent for a monthly subscription onto the site is far better off than trying to, I mean, if you are actually trading, and if you are active in the market and you're trading crypto and all the other markets that I trade, I mean, it's worth $30. I mean, hell, $30 is nothing these days. So give that some serious consideration. I mean, because what I love about our site here, and big shout out to Oscar. Let's see if is Oscar online. There he is. Big shout out to Oscar for putting together this awesome chat interface for us. But as you can see, lots of members. I mean, here we are. We're at 7 o'clock on a Saturday night. Look at all these people in here. Don't you people have lives? Trading crypto, right? And the great part about it is they're extremely active. And look at this cool chat room. This chat room is way better than the trading room chat room. We can even embed, like, I actually this is a site member and a student in our recent program. He's embedded a really cool video suggesting people watch. Like, he even wants me to watch it here. But I mean, we're posting charts, we're posting YouTube video. Look at this cool setup, right? This is one of our site members. He was Q3, maybe it was last summer, Michael. Look at this cool setup. I mean, look at that. It's textbook, right into OTE, beautiful market structure, and the trade's working. I mean, this is real money, right? And we're trading this crap on a daily basis. So, my feeling is don't be penny wise, pound foolish. I've watched so many people, like, for example, in this TradingView community. Oh my God, it's incredible the amounts of money that they've lost on Bitcoin. It's just it's ridiculous. Anyway, so the point of the matter here is I'm just so tickled pink by how this site has turned into and what's come of it. And really, I think it's worth your trouble to come on over and see what we've got here. Big shout out. We gave a big shout out to Oscar. Big shout out to a lot of video content here. I'm just going to review kind of our services and the people that I love here. Big shout out to my partner Julian. I mean, he was the one who basically had the first idea of putting this site together. And the irony of it all is a lot of our supercomputer programmers, they're not the biggest fan of WordPress, but you got to hand it to Julian. This is with what he has to work with, this is a pretty darn good setup that he's created. I mean, it's just so nice and clean and simple, and it just does the job. So way to go, Julian. Hope you're feeling better. He just had a big operation. So um today, for instance, Saturday, we have our advanced trading program, our class, the right program going. So we had class today, and today was all about Gann angles. We had fun playing with Gann angles. And actually, that's a two-part series on Gann angles for the advanced program. We have our regular school for Bitcoin trader development for people who are just starting out investing and wanting to learn how to trade and invest correctly. Very robust program. Not only does it talk about stuff like the candy store stuff, all the charts, but also it gives you a really good, nice basis to start your investing career. And really, the biggest motivation out of this program for me is to have you leave with a trading plan that actually reflects who you are and what you want to do and the setups that you want to trade, right? I mean, that's really, in fact, I was thinking about this earlier today. I mean, just simply put, we are only as good a trader as we are at being able to follow our investment plan. If we can't follow our plan, we don't have a plan, then don't kid yourself. You're not an investor, you're just a gambler, right? Those that do have a trading plan, those that do adhere to risk tolerance and appropriate risk-taking measures, and those that hold themselves accountable for their behaviors in the market. And I've seen just some incredible things come out of some of our people. Like I told you, this Michael Cashel guy, oh, he's going to own the world one day. It's so cool to watch all these guys and all them, just watch them blossom. That's the best part about this is I've been doing this for like 25, 30 years. After a while, you can get a little jaded. And what I've noticed is it's sort of given me inspiration is turning people that have a lot of desire and a lot of will, but just don't know what they're doing. It gives them kind of hope, and it gives me just such a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's awesome. Here is our Hollywood Nick. We'll probably talk about Hollywood Nick later. Another great guy I'm just so impressed with. There's Tim Gravity. Most of you guys in the Reddit community and on TradingView, you'll know him. Tim, big shout out to you. I hope you're feeling better, buddy. But awesome site member of ours. So what are we going to, and just to finish off, I can't say much about Oscar. Oh, it's incredible the information that we have here. He's embedded all the key economic reports that come out. We get notifications, London, all the kill zones, right? London, Tokyo, New York kill zones, future settlements warnings. We have an internal algorithm that we run here. We'll get to later. The basically signal changes on that and how we should be acting. School notifications. Oh God, Oscar, this is just incredible. So beautiful. The sky's the limit with this site, man. I'm just so impressed. And like I said, are you penny foolish and pound wise, and you think you're making a great deal going and working on your own, and handing the market tons of money, or do you want to just maybe pony up $30 a month and get yourself at least in a community where at least we can get you pointed in a good direction? All right, enough of that. That's my big sales pitch. Let's talk a little bit about the algos that we put together. Another site member who was a student, I guess, last quarter, and this quarter, I actually asked him to be a teacher's assistant, so he's a TA for our European class this quarter. Sjord, the man, Lego hot dog man. Big shout out to you. He's put together this really cool algorithm, and what it really is, I mean, not what it really is, but what it sort of was started off of And people from TradingView and stuff will remember my 1980s website. I wrote all this code myself, and I was so proud of it. And everybody loved to make fun of me, which sucks. But anyway, he's basically taken that 1980s website and he's brought it into the 21st century. Basically, what we have here is this index. It's called the Delacour Index. Delacour is simply my middle name. It's not really that big of a deal. It measures the technical strength of an asset. Really doesn't have a heck of a lot to do with price. It has more to do with how the technical indicators are acting. Are they acting bullish? Are they acting bearish? And it measures, I think right now we're at about 15 to 20 different indicators off of each time frame. And each time frame is then amalgamated into a cumulative reading. So that's sort of what you're reading here, what you're seeing here is this is a cumulative technical score of Bitcoin over the past 209 bars here, and these are hourly bars. And then this is just that image blown up with candlesticks, so you can see it a little clearer. Very simply put, you guys probably on my Twitter feed and stuff have heard me squawk about 4 thumbs up and 4 thumbs down trades. You can see as we speak right now, we're getting totally mixed signals, and big surprise, I'm not in the market, right? It's so cool. This algorithm is so awesome. It just pinpoints the exact moments when price is about to pop here. It's so awesome. So if you ever see a 4 thumb signal, it means, whoa, something big's about to happen. In fact, we just did have a 4 thumb signal. It was a 4 thumbs down, and it was on this big dump here. And that was my most recent trade. We won't look at the futures today. Let's look at, are we ready to go on to there yet? Why don't we just finish up with this? I thought I had this chart up. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, there it is. This was my actual trade. Was it? No, that's not it. That's actually a trade that's open. I thought I had it on my 1 hour chart here, but I guess not. It's not on 5 minute either, right? Had it up there? Oh. Oh, I swear, I could spend hours talking to you guys. There's just so much to look at. Well, what we'll probably do, probably the easiest way to look at it is I'll just, actually, I think I have it right here. There it is. Duh. Okay, I have to cough just a moment. All right, where was I? So most recent trade setup that we had, and it came on a 4 thumbs down. Let's see where that is. Do I even have it on here? Here's the 3 thumbs. This is just so you understand what you're looking at here. This is the TradingView version of this algo. Where did the algo go? There it is. This is Sjord's back end, and it's generated and updated automatically on an hourly basis. I have yet to figure out how to get a cumulative on TradingView. I can do all the different time zones. Here's 2 hour, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, half hour, 15 minute, 5 minute, whatever. But I have yet, and here's Bitfinex, 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. This is exactly the same thing that you're seeing here, right? 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour. We just haven't been able to figure out how to produce it on TradingView for the cumulative. And what's really interesting is I even asked some of the smarty pantses over there, and they couldn't figure it out. So, if anything, that's another added bonus for Sjord and his platform. This is very, very hard information to get a hold of. So, just to review, our latest trade here was a bot short. And if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that basically the bot is my way to play a bearish ABCD. So if we go AB, the most likely target when I see this kind of price action is really whatever the counter trend rally is. And frankly, you just don't know where it's going to be, right? But whatever it is, C to D, it's going to be at least an equal distance. And what's really interesting is on this candle, you can see when it hit this level, all hell broke loose. I mean, it was just one wild candle. Turns out that we were heading into futures expiry. And another cool thing that we have on our site here, and one of our site members actually put it together, I think. Or maybe this is somebody else's. Frankly, I don't know who that is. But I thought this was Tim Gravity, but maybe he just gave it to us. I don't know. But anyway, it's a nice countdown clock, and we were literally watching them. Right now, it's 5 days, right? 6 days, right? So we were watching it tick by tick by tick as it was getting closer and closer, heading into expiry. And I had my bot set up. My short signal specifically fired off of this. This is what we call a bear Rami, which is kind of a funny name, because really, and it's interesting how many people on the internet kind of have decided that they created this. I don't know about that. The bear Rami and bull Rami, I remember the conversation that we had, because it was Oscar, and it was another site member of ours, Jerome. I haven't seen Jerome in a while. I sure hope he's doing okay. And we were joking about haramis, right? And sometimes harami can have, say, the wick outside of the body. Now, this isn't a very good example. Let's see if I can find you one. Anyway, of course, when you want to find one, you can never find one. But anyway, so the point of the matter here is that I teach in the course the idea of the harami, right? So if we had, say, a big down bar, and then you had a small up bar that was completely inside. Whoops, that didn't work. Let's try that again. Oh, it did a whole vertical line. Fudge. Sometimes this thing can be a little difficult to work with. Okay, we got to get rid of you, and we got to get rid of you. All right. Did I? Nope, I didn't get rid of you, did I? Let's try that again. There. Okay. All right. So sometimes you can get, of course, that doesn't want to cooperate, but just take my word for it, right? Valid candle. You can get a bar that's completely inside the previous bar, and if you can get a move above that high of this bar, that becomes a buy signal, right? One tick above this high right here. So if the next bar, is anywhere above here, right, that's a buy signal, right there. And we called that our bull Rami. The reason why I call it, say, bull Rami is technically this is a hot Rami, but sometimes you get the candle tail just outside the body. And the question is this still a valid inside bar reversal? And that's where we came up with the name bull Rami and bear Rami, because according to the textbook for our hot Rami, the entire wick and tail has to be inside the previous body. So with that said, right, I find it interesting, all these various different people that have come up with this bear Rami and bull Rami and why they came up with it. But anyway, I remember the day we came up with it, we were joking about it, and that was our new name, and everybody had a good laugh about it. That was probably about 6 months ago or so. Anyway, long and short of it here is, call it a bear Rami, call it a hot Rami. This was a nice inside bar, and basically right on the bought short entry level. And so we said A, B, C, D. I'm looking for 282 and a quarter. And really all this does, right, is it breaks the trade into quarters. Where if I take the trade at the bought level and I risk to one tick above this high, which basically would negate this ABCD pattern. If the ABCD pattern is correct, then I can realistically capture 3/4 of this move. And there's my trade setup. I risk $1 and I look to make $3. In my course, I really like to drive home this idea that, we can have opinions about price. And yeah, maybe you had an opinion that price was going to go down. But unless you have specific buy and sell levels, or what we call setups, it's extremely difficult to just sort of pull the trigger on a discretionary basis. And I challenge any of you to tell me just exactly where you thought this bottom was going to come in and where you would have ultimately ended up getting out. I mean, this is up and down like a horse drawers, right? And what's really interesting is if we look at a higher time frame, you'll notice that we're actually right into an interesting buying window here. This is what's called our optimal trade entry zone. And that goes from the 61.8 fib down to the 78.6 fib. And, for course members, site members, you'll be familiar with who takes the 61.8 fib. Everybody collectively, I just heard everybody say, oh, that's Mountain Man. So there's our Mountain Man icon. He'd actually be in there buying that level. He's not doing too bad right now. He's taking just a little bit of heat in here. He's probably lets him go here on a counter trend rally. He might have moved to stop to break even on the remaining. Who knows? Long and short of it here is 61.8. You can see it's getting some play here. I find it interesting, too, how the counter trend rally point was right back to the bought target. And then we put this reversal in here. So really, I might argue that because keep in mind, this was the bearish target. This right here, this level was the bear target. This may have everything to do with crazy futures expiry. And if the market can recapture this 38.2, we might be starting to work our way right back up again. So on balance, I'm tickled pink. I mean, yeah, I left some money on the table, but I booked and I started off the day, right? In fact, what's interesting is I started off a video for members saying I did kind of a stupid trade in here. I bought this double bottom breakout, even though all of the DI thumbs were down. I literally broke my trading plan. Remember earlier I was saying you're only as good as following your trading plan. I didn't risk too much. I only took like $2 worth of risk on the trade. So, I mean, I'm damn happy that I, obeyed my risk threshold. And it was a valid setup. You can see the double bottom within the double bottom. It just didn't work, right? But what kind of pissed me off, about myself is that I had a 4-thumb sell signal through this whole way down, right? In fact, what's interesting, if you look at the chat room, we actually just got the DI change here. 11 hours ago was when the algo turned back up. So where's 11 hours ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the algo turned up here. What a coincidence. That's right at my bot level. So go figure. Now, keep in mind that this is running off of OKCoin. Whoops. Where are we here? Do I even have OK? OK has been giving us some really screwy data on TradingView lately. So as a result, I haven't actually been running the OK DI charts here on TradingView because TradingView can't seem to get the OK data correct. See how there's this big hole here on the 2-hour chart? That's not there. right? So this is a major problem I have with TradingView. And considering that I actually pay them a monthly subscription, this is actually a bit of an insult, right? I mean, basically they're taking my money and they're giving me shitty data that's basically useless. It's a little bit bothersome. Anyway, so I have been sort of running my analysis off Phoenix. And the long and short of it here is I'm actually trading like these are trades that I've been taking. And if you look in the DI model, you can see I booked them. Anyway, here is the last trade that we did. Actually, it stopped. There was my brain fart trade. Not obeying the DI four thumbs, Brian. Tisk tisk. And actually, this was a four thumb signal that got stopped out normally, and that's fine by me. It's no big deal. But this was yesterday's nice little winner here. That was a real positive to end the week on. I feel pretty good about that. So, you know, long and short of it here is, I guess we can put this away. For the time being, I'm just on the sidelines. You know, I'm definitely going to wait for my four thumbs again, Brian, before I really want to do anything else. In the short term, you know, why don't we take a look at some of the short term stuff on a 2-hour basis? If we look at Phoenix, a couple interesting things I see happening here. First off, if we take a look at this wide base right here, it's a pretty good looking floor on price. So if we use that rally as sort of a fib level to work off of, what I noticed, and course members will be well aware of this, and alumni, 38.2 is what we call our first stop target. And notice that's right up against a 200% extension level. And those two levels also line up with a little bit of a price gap. See, there's a gap in the charts right here. Can't see it because it's silly drawing tool. See, there it is. Right, and they say gaps like to be filled in. And I thought it was interesting that if we, this should be 88 point, yeah, somewhere there. If we do get a pullback into this area, which, you know, we got a bear ABCD. We've got 38.2, 200% extension gap. I mean, horizontal support and resistance zones, right? It sure looks to me like there's a lot of evidence to suggest that that's where we're going. Then this is harmonically a bullish bat formation, which is interesting. Bullish bat. So if this bat does play out, I mean, I think textbook, this should have been probably a little deeper. Well, actually, no, that's not bad. Yeah, 38.2. Actually, that's pretty respectable. This probably could have been a bit higher to be a perfect bat. Should have been up, maybe up there. 80, probably, you know, 88.6, somewhere up there would have been perfect. But we'll see how it goes. If this harmonic does come in here, this is actually bullish. So we might be setting up for you know, a counter trend rally here. You know, DIs aren't telling us to do anything right now, and as I said, the cumulative is up, but 4 hours and 2 hours are down, which is interesting. You can really see it fighting here. I'll just keep watching and waiting. And as soon as I see a signal come in, then I'll be more than happy to start considering trades again. We might be getting a double bottom come in here. In fact, I think on one of these charts, oh, got too many charts. Oh, I guess not. Wow, look at this reversal. Well, it might be a nice double bottom there. And I think, yeah, this is the chart I think we had it on, right? This was technically for BTCE, right? This is actually not a bad buying zone. You can see that gap right down here, though. That's a bit of a concern. Maybe we're just coming up to fill in this gap. I don't know. It's tough to say right now. So there's a review of a cute little day trade I did. Nice 3-to-1 setup. Made everybody happy. Made a bit of money. Count's going up. Feeling good. Talked a little bit about the site. Totally awesome site. I'm so proud of you guys. Talked a little bit about our algo. Way to go, Sior. Just kicking butt. Doing great. Talked a bit about the school. Current students doing awesome. I guess our next term starts in May, so a couple months away. Talked about the TradingView algo. We've talked about a potential bullish bat here. Nice 38.2, 78, 200% extension, 276-ish, 275. That's a pretty big psychological number. Not a big surprise if that gets hit. The only other thing that I think I would want to talk about on Bitcoin is off the higher time frames. If this is indeed a serious fail, and actually this is my shout out to Hollywood Nick. If we draw, in fact, we could probably even take this lower. If we draw this 4 hour off of this kilo, right, then that sets up the optimal trade entry zone, and this is a 4 hour Phoenix, right, of around 238, 240, somewhere in there. There's Mountain Man, 245. There's our 38.2, 268, and you'll notice there's a nice little double top breakdown here. So if, you know, this is, we talked about this earlier, this is Hollywood Nick's favorite trade, right? Up, down, up, breakdown. This is beautiful market structure. That's what we want to see. You could risk to new highs. You could also even really risk against these two highs here. And, you know, conservatively, Hollywood Nick is shooting for the 50% level, and he'll only consider the trade if the risk is 2 to 1. So right now here, if he takes this setup, which frankly speaking is not a bad setup at all, risk reward is 2.53, and he's shooting for just simply a 50% retracement down to 256 area. So I'm going to be keeping a track on this, see how Hollywood Nick does. My hunch is this trade's probably going to work. I would be really surprised if it didn't. You can see our algo here really topped out nicely. I mean, look how all these, you know, the moving averages, all the technical indicators, all bunched up right against the highest possible level it could go. So this trade has got room. It's got lots of legs here. You know, this might take a couple weeks to play out. And really, I wouldn't be surprised if we work our way back to this trend line here. Right? And a good old OTE. So that's sort of what I see happening with Bitcoin right now. I mean, really, I'm not overly bullish. I love the fact that we got our algo working. I've sort of loosened up a bit with my my worry about shorting Bitcoin. You know, when I started our program last summer, I was adamant that I did not want to get into short trading with like Russian mafia exchanges out of Eastern Europe. Well, I've gotten a little bit more relaxed, and I'm taking extremely small trades. And frankly speaking, I'm really, you know, only a tenth of a coin here, right? I'm really trying to do this as demonstration purposes just to show you that, hey, you know, 7 trades, 80% winners, net balance is going up. And we're just starting, you know, we're working with an extremely small amount of money, only a couple $100. We already have a tenth of a Bitcoin on in the books that we bought for the little old lady demonstration back in the fall at about $450. So that explains why the account is technically down right now. But nonetheless, you know, I just basically said, well, fine, we'll work with this capital, let it just do its thing. And, you know, really, this is just demonstration. I just want to show you guys how trading works. You know, it's just really, it's not that difficult. You just got to have a plan, stick to the plan, at bay. You know, like when you're wrong, I think if anything, the best thing to show you here is when we're wrong, we take the loss, right? Stop, hit, gone. Stop, hit, gone. Keep getting on that horse. Next trade, made up, because in this one we almost had a 3 to 1 risk reward, right? Where's our risk reward? On this one, it was 2.78 risk reward. Because of that, this one trade actually made up for both losers plus some. So go figure. Okay, thought I'd also, just at the end, there's a couple other things I wouldn't mind just mentioning to you guys. The first is following this crazy US dollar index. I think you guys really should just understand, and it's too bad more people didn't listen to me last fall. Um, but the US dollar is basically the world's fear proxy, right? Because it is cash, right? When people say cash is king, and when they say, if all else fails, get the hell out and just get into cash, well, this is that cash. And you can see cash is king. Cash has been going crazy. And guess what? Cash just made a new high. Commodity prices have collapsed, right? I mean, this is commodity prices, right? The Dow Jones Commodity Index. My inflation deflation spread indicator, right? If this is above zero, it means inflation. If it's below zero, it means deflation. It is sitting at minus 15 right now. There it is, right? Right down in the tank. Major deflation. The economy is unwinding as the baby boomers leave the economy. It's just that simple. Here is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been having this, it had a crazy year last year, right? But you can definitely see since about the middle of the summer, the correlation between Bitcoin, commodity prices, and our inflation deflation proxy. They're all basically moving in the same direction. It is interesting to see that both Bitcoin has bounced and our inflation deflation proxy has bounced, and yet commodity prices are still moving to new lows. So we have a little bit of a disconnect there, and we'll see how that plays out. But the long and short of it here is hopefully you guys can see the writing on the wall. This is a very, very, very dangerous market. A lot of hearts can be broken in this kind of market. And I was listening to a guy today that says he fully expects the US stock market to correct by 70% over the next 5 to 10 years. 70%. Ay, caramba. So, people who have taken my course understand, the Rational Investor School for Bitcoin Trader Development, understand that we live in these, 35-year generational cycles. And sadly, we're coming right into the apex of a fear pivot of that cycle. So seeing this in the marketplace does not surprise me at all, right? The market is very jittery and very fearful. Now, the good part about it for people who haven't invested yet is that commodity prices, by definition, are extremely volatile. So we've had just a big dump and they've just gotten slammed and Bitcoin's gotten slammed. Does that mean that they're going to stay down and never come back? Of course not. Right? The great part about this is that even just technically, we should be expecting at least 50% bounces of these guys. So there is lots and lots of money to be made. You just have to be patient. You have to wait for the US dollar to stop going crazy like this. And, if it takes 6 months, well, so be it, right? If it takes through the good portion of 2015, so be it, right? Just let it happen. The interesting thing is, just like our trade of the year last spring, when these trades set up, they're extremely powerful and they're extremely profitable too. So just be patient, just follow the chalk marks, have a trading plan, identify what actual trade setups look like. Typically for me, I like to have 3 good independent reasons to consider a trade. Finding 2 reasons is really easy. Finding that 3rd reason is usually pretty tough. All right, so just to finish this US dollar thought, we just actually did in the right program, we did our gap theory module, our week on gap analysis. And it turns out that the US dollar actually is acting very normally according to gap theory. And we actually have a price objective now on US dollar, and that's 102.36. So we're at 118 right now. So US dollar still got a ways to go here. This could grind on for a while. And given, the inflation deflation implications here, it doesn't surprise me, right? Like I said, this craziness in the market, this could easily go on for another 6 months. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Having said that, our cycle peak is actually late 2017, early 2018. So even if we took, the next 6 months, moved through most of 2015, and cleaned it up, cleaned the entire market up, that still gives us like a good 2.5 years of bull. And trust me, that's plenty of time for prices to rally. All right. The only other thing, and I suppose just putting it in a broader context, I think this is a really important thing you guys should really understand. I suppose we could go off the lows, but why don't we go off of the first bubble correction, right? And we're just going to draw a simple fib off of the all-time highs. And then we're going to reverse that so we can judge what we call retracement levels, right? How much of this original bull run has the market retraced, right? And a simple concept that I teach in my class is, and what I learned from a gentleman called Michael Huddleston, who does the Inner Circle Trader website. And if you have a moment, I totally recommend you pop on over to his page. He also has a web page, but he's got this YouTube page as well. So my my advice is pop on over here, or just Google Inner Circle Trader, and you can watch all of Michael's information. But basically, he imparted on. Whoa, we just got a dump here. No, he imparted on to me a while ago this concept of the optimal trade entry zone, and you've heard me talk about it a couple times here on the video. And basically what it is institutions do not buy up markets. They're not going to do it, right? That's the easiest way for you to lose your job if you're on an institutional order desk. And conversely, institutions do not sell down markets. Well, I got a cough again. Hold on. So keep in mind, the public sells at the bottom, the public buys at the top, right? So if institutions don't buy up markets, what do they buy? They buy down markets when the public is selling into them. So they were buyers through this, right? They might have been buyers through this as well. And they were net sellers through this. The interesting thing, right, is if we, and really, we can just, go back and show you. It's not that difficult. So the first bubble, right, say floor somewhere around there, right? Here is that optimal trade entry zone right in there, right? And so you can see they did fairly well loading up anytime it got down into here, right? Really, on balance, I kind of see exactly the same thing happening here. So not a big surprise. The public has absolutely no interest in Bitcoin anymore. And they brought it all the way down into the OTE. They put up one hell of a fight here, right? Remember, this was our last, actually, I guess this was the spring rally here. Wicked top, bang, 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 horrible top, nasty, nasty top. Tried to put in a bottom failed. They lost the bottom of this optimal trade entry zone, and it's like price literally fell in half, doink. Then you can see that price quickly rebounded, and lo and behold, we're trying to recapture Mr. 78.6. I'm not calling a bottom here. Don't get me wrong. Certainly not saying these are the lows. I could make a lot of argument that maybe we need to go back in and munch on this tail a little bit here. But volume profile suggests that this is where the smart money is long, right? All in this area. I don't see price really going much below this level. And that's about 125, right? Maybe we go down and eat this tail and just take it out just to see if there are any weak stops in there. But the long and short of it here is this, and this is the simple message that I want to give to you guys. At this point in the market, Bitcoin was extremely risky asset. And yet the sad part about it is this is when the public was most interested and said, oh, Bitcoin's the next best thing to slice bread. And yet it was horrifically risky. Ironically enough, I would actually argue that at this level, Bitcoin has had the risk taken out of it. And even though you're still going to get some wild price swings, you might see, 30, 40, 50% pullback from here. You're not going to see the 90% collapse that you had you bought up here at 1100. So the point here is that I would argue on balance that the public should be buying Bitcoins now. I'm not saying we necessarily have a outright buy signal and go load up the boat, but if you can dollar cost average your way into the Bitcoin story, this, in my opinion, is the area that you want to be doing that. Maybe a little portion of your paycheck, maybe like 5% of your paycheck or something, just religiously do it once a month. You don't even have to think about the price. You just simply say, look at, Bitcoin is the future. I want to take a position. I'm not smart enough to say when or where the market is going to turn, but I can tell you, simply put, on any next counter trend rallies, I am definitely going to be looking up in this sort of $700, $800, $900 area. No doubt about it at all. As I said, though, right, according to this might take another 6 months to clean up, right? But on balance, these markets have had the risk taken out of them. In my opinion, they're not nearly as risky as they were back here. Ideally, of course, if we, you'll hear me pounding the table. Trust me, when it comes in, I'll be like, ah! As soon as we get nice weekly price structure that looks like a W, then we're off to the races, right? That's how it went here. Down, up, down, away we go, right? So as soon as we get some sort of WE type price action in here, then we can start making the case that, hey, you know what? This is actually a good investment. I should go and buy some right now. Right now, if anything, I'm just simply saying, look at, if you believe in the Bitcoin story, I think Bitcoin is undervalued. Don't go and bet the farm, but if you can just take little nibbles, dollar cost average, picking up a few coin here and there is not such a bad idea at all. All right, last thing I wanted to touch on was the altcoins. We started off this portfolio. We funded it back in September here. September, what is this? 8th, 15th, 21st. We put a quarter of a coin back in late June, but basically Julian gave me a little bit more than a coin to work with here in September. And we're now up, we pulled back a little bit. We were over 2.5 coins there just a few days ago. Now we're sitting 241. So basically in about 6 months' time, we've almost doubled our money. That's pretty good, considering you can see the size of the bets that we take. No one position here ever represents more than 5% of the portfolio. That is the position when it was put on. Now, the great part about it is we've got some coins that have just gone crazy, right? Like, and I'll show you that one in a bit. This is probably our poster child. And the interesting thing is really this wasn't that great of an idea. In fact, I actually fat-fingered the trade. But we had nice buy signals. Again, this is stuff that we teach in the course, right? Penny wise, pound foolish. Would you like to be able to learn how to buy these kind of assets down here at 7 ticks? And in essence, I'm not telling you when to sell. What I'm telling you is how to manage yourself. So I have a strict rule: sell half on a double. All that is money management. I'm not calling tops here. I'm just simply managing money. So you tell me, we've gotten now 3 sell halves on a double trades off on this thing. And we're still sitting on a pile of coins, right? We still got like 400,000 coins to go. Right? Would you like to learn how to do this? It's not that difficult. So, maybe it's worth the $30 a month subscription. Seems to me it would be. And we've got countless of these. And the good part about it, right, is that I manage this portfolio exactly like I would have managed stock portfolios when I was a broker. Well, we got a nice spread out sheet here. Can you understand that if one of these names goes off the board, well, so what? We're still almost doubled our money in 6 months. That's ridiculous. And look at this. We got one coin, this silly balls. This is a great example. Would you like to learn how to do this? This is hilarious. I bought right here, sold half on a double right here, and now we're sitting on free coins. And look at what these jerks are doing. I mean, you understand, my risk on this trade is 0 now. But you can see they're totally trying to run the market all completely out here. I don't know what their plan is. This thing might go right off the board. I have no idea. But I'm sitting on free coins. The only reason why I didn't have multiple sell orders working is, frankly, I did not expect this to happen in one day. And that actually was a mistake of mine. And I didn't get my other sell orders working until this day, right, this next day. And you can see they never took it higher since. So I was a bit fortunate. Anytime I buy an asset, instantly order goes up to sell half on a double. I got that filled, so we're sitting on free coins. We could have had a lot more sales here, but no big deal. And even now, right, this thing is completely collapsed. If you didn't manage yourself that way, then you'd have to book a loss here, right? And respect risk management. Because I'm sitting on free coins, I don't care. What's my risk? All right, and so I thought I'd finish. Here's another one that just took off. I'm actually a little pissed off that I missed this. We played this cannabis coin when the marijuana stocks were all sexy about 6 months ago. How long? Yeah, geez, almost 6 months. Nice breakout, right? Again, this is stuff that we teach in the course. Nice W, right? Boom, away it goes. Nice rising volume, right? And this, unlike balls, I got half on a double off. Then I got another. Then I got like another one way up here, right? I was just loving this thing. Something along those lines. Those numbers aren't exact, right? And by all means, if you want to get an audited statement, if it's that important to you, I can give it to you. The point here is, really, what's the point in me bullshitting you? That would be stupid if I was lying. So cannabis is going to come right back down, and look at this, boom, right? And this is kind of what I think that other balls is going to do. They've just, big pump, big dump, right? Somebody made a lot of money. Now they're just screwing the public. But look at what we had happen here just yesterday. Oh, and it just pissed me off because I was just sitting. I tweeted this. I was talking about it in the chat room. Look at this. Look at this cute little bottom right in here, right? Nice clean breakout. Nice rising volume. And then, another breakout here. So now 2 buy signals that I just let slip through my fingers. And look at this thing just take off like a rocket. Arrgh! Brian angry when he doesn't follow trading plan. Anyway, so there's an example of one that I just missed. Pissed me off. Here's one that's just going right now. And this is, I think, how we'll probably leave today's video. I don't even know if I'm recording. Am I still recording? I sure hope so. Yeah, okay. All right, so we'll leave off with this one. This one's just getting going here. Simple analysis. This really isn't rocket science. There's the low. There's the high. 50%. What the hell? Why don't we do 50% as a target? Here's the double bottom, right? We can go here, to here, to here. And nice. Boom. All right. Could even have gotten filled yesterday. Right? Anywhere in there. You just had your open order working. I mean, really, you don't have to quibble. Could have been anywhere in there, right? You could still work an open order. Watch this video. If you like it, go and buy it. The trade setup, because we're long, I think we're actually long from a little bit higher. About somewhere in there is where I got long. So trade setup looks something like this. We'll risk to new lows. Basically, it's just going off the board. All right. 4-to-1 risk reward. That's not so bad. Right. And the irony of it all is these silly altcoins, this thing's probably going to new highs. But even if you just set the 50% level as your target, right, and you followed your trading plan, you tell me. I mean, can you make money with a 4-to-1 risk reward? Let's say you risked a quarter of a Bitcoin, right? You could get filled a quarter of a Bitcoin on this thing. Basically, if you're right, it's going to pay you 1 full Bitcoin. If you're wrong, you lose that quarter. Would you take that bet? I'd take that bet in a heartbeat, right? Even if you're right only 50% of the time, you still come out way ahead in the long run. So I thought I'd just leave this with you here today. That's that. I guess we'll leave the video off there. I hope you've enjoyed this rant of mine. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. Again, I highly encourage you, if you consider yourself a professional trader and you're kind of floundering, or you would like to be a professional trader, this environment that we've created here, like, you can't understand how valuable the positive mental attitude of our chat room is. In fact, I have members talking about it every day. If you're on this Bitcoin chat room, these guys, some of them can actually be real jerks, right? And really, I don't think it helps new traders the way they sometimes take advantage of people. Our environment is not like that at all. Our environment is all about nurturing, being positive, always thinking about the bright side. There are some people that need help in concentrating on specific things, and I'm there just to give them a nice gentle nudge in that direction. And what I see people coming back. I see people that have taken the first courses, re-enrolling them. Nick, for example, Hollywood Nick, he took the program twice, and he told me he learned more the second time he took the course than the first time. So go figure, eh? All right. Why don't we leave it at that? Sales pitch, sale pitch. Oh, last thing we should talk about. Coinigy here, they've actually come out. They've been really impressed with some of the work that Julian and I have been doing lately. And they've asked if we could do sort of a joint sort of tutorial session with them. So we're going to put together some tutorials on, how to use the indicators and stuff on their site. But we're also going to be doing live webinars. I used to actually do live YouTube shows and stuff like that free last spring and summer, and maybe even late winter, but probably spring and summer. And so we're going to try and get those sort of free forum sessions going for you again, working with the Coinigy people. So we're really excited about that. So look forward to that. And then lastly, there were a couple people that asked me for one of the tweets, I think maybe one of the videos I did. I said, just if you're interested in coming and getting like a 10-day, 30-day trial to our lounge, and just to come and see what our environment is like, and see whether you'd like to join. There are a couple of people that asked me for those, and I do remember I have you guys in the queue. I'm just waiting on Julian and a couple of our other programmers to try and figure out how we can get WordPress to give you a free trial. Believe it or not, that's harder than it seems. And so as soon as we get that resolved, I think I'll probably put like a 10-day free trial to the chat room up on the site. So if you guys are interested in that, let me give me the feedback, right? Let me know on Twitter, right? Really blitz me. And to the people that I promised those free trials to in the past, by all means, keep bugging me. The point here is that we have a problem with WordPress and the way that we've set up this chat room, and the way that we accept Bitcoin payment on our site. So it's kind of a back office technology thing more than reluctance on my part to give out trials or anything like that. So if you are interested in either our Coinigy shows that are coming up, which I think are going to be really awesome, I'm totally stoked about that. And by the way, I love using Coinigy. You can see it's very, very comfortable working environment. Or you have interest in either the school program, if you want to learn how to trade, be a professional in the market, or you want to see if you can, at least just try a 10-day, 30-day trial on our site, kick the tires before you join. Then send me that feedback, because the only way I'm going to get my Julian to really address this is if I see a whole bunch of responses from you guys, and he gets the message that this is in high demand. So 3 things for you to think about looking forward. I've given you a little altcoin if you want to nibble on this one. I don't think this is such a bad idea down off this double bottom. Don't go chasing this, right? Work orders at appropriate levels. We've talked a little bit about the algo, totally stoked about that, and really the message is totally mixed right at the moment, so I'm not doing anything. And I think we'll leave it at that. So you have a great day. Hope everybody who wanted the YouTube video, I hope this lived up to your hopes, dreams, and expectations. All right, have yourselves an awesome day. All the best, and bye for now.